Hello everyone. Long time no see, right? I'm sorry. I haven't been feeding this channel as much as I'd like to. For two reasons mainly. One is I have been really busy with 3D reality lately. I mean, it has been insane. So please forgive me for not putting up more material. I'd like to, it's just impossible right now. I know, I know. I have 3 or 4 listeners and my lovely cat. I'm under no delusions about how many people expect me to put out material. Even so, I want to apologize because I really do like this channel and I like to make good recordings and work on them, etc. It's just that this takes a lot of time and I'm a bit pressed for time right now. Okay, so this is, as you can see, a completely impromptu recording. I just want to talk about some things that are on my mind and because, oh yeah, I realized I said I had 2 reasons why I haven't been feeding the channel. Yeah, I just want to talk about things that have been on my mind for the second reason that I didn't say before and I will say now, is that I had a very hard month. The last month was a roller coaster. It was horrible, emotionally speaking. Emotionally speaking, it was a very hard month. I won't go into why it was a hard month, because it is my private life and private things are not for the internet. I know people post, I don't know, pictures of butts and such, but this is not what I'm doing here. So, no private life. Anyway, I have kind of a double life now, like a secret agent. And I have a laid back, wonderful, figured out life here in Brazil. Really, it's great. Actually, I can't recommend Brazil enough. It's not that Brazil is better than anywhere else. It isn't. It is wonderful and horrible as every other country in the world. It's just, it's wonderful and horrible in its unique way. If you don't bother much with appearances and such, and if you, like me, don't even own a TV anymore, then you will fare very well here in Brazil. Because Brazilians who are not middle, upper class, or higher, and who are not totally invested in the government or some political ideology, anyone else from the middle, upper class down really don't bother much with rules and regulations. Really, the government doesn't even expect you to follow its rules. It counts on people just ignoring everything. So they have, like, you know, when you are in school and then you fail a class and then you can do some remedial work or you can then go to summer classes or whatever just to catch up. This is Brazil. They have some rule. The government spits out some rule and then the goody two shoes, you know, people who are invested in the system, which would be mostly middle upper class and upper class people and public servants, people who are really being rewarded by the system. Those are the people who follow all the rules and do everything the government asks them to. It's not their fault. It's not that these people are stupid. Quite on the contrary. They are obedient because the system rewards obedience. That's why they are successful. The problem with success in this place is that you get rewarded for stupid behavior, for obedience, right? This is what success is all about in this place. All right, here is the recipe for success for any of you. If any of you is struggling to find out why you're so damn smart and can't maybe, right? Maybe you are having a hard time being successful in the regular way, you know, having a condo on the beach and, I don't know, a house in the city and then a great job and, I don't know, a Mercedes or something. I don't know what you want from the material realm. But if you are struggling with this kind of problem of being successful, then here is the recipe. It's a ridiculous recipe. Here it is. Agree your way to the top. This is it. This is it. This is all you have to do. This is all you have to do. You know, you find someone who is successful. Either you get a job, or if you're into academia, then you find some professor, and then you just agree. You just agree your way to the top. This is how it goes. And once you're on the top, then people will start agreeing with you. And this is the trap. This is the trap. Think about it. You're put in school, and how do you progress in school? You agree. You agree your way through the grades until school spits you out on the other end, completely brainwashed into obedience. This is it. It's so simple. And then, let's say you get a job. And then, what do you do to progress in a job? To be a good worker? You agree. You continue the agreement crusade. You agree, and then you agree more, and then you agree more, and then if you agree very nicely, if you're more obedient than anyone else, then you get promoted. And then and then if you are at the top, then people under you have to agree with you. So the problem with success is that you're never wrong. You never question. Why would you? Everything is in your favor if you just agree. Okay, so this is the recipe. Don't tell me it's difficult to be successful in this realm. It isn't. It isn't. There is a huge structure out there, a ridiculous structure made of rules, regulations, and credentials, and you are supposed to bow to the king or whatever. And this is what you do. You just agree. If you agree, you're fine. You will be very successful. You will get money, and you will get medals, and you will get prizes. This is it. The problem arises for those of us crazy human beings who are not very much interested in trading their souls for this type of success. Because one knows that one's soul and abiding by one's soul is much more important than anything that can be gained on the surface level. Soul level existence is much more rich and vast than any stupid success one can get in Whateverland. So second recipe If you are not interested in selling your soul and agreeing your way to the top, then just develop skills and shut up. Sorry, this is it. You then go into workplaces with your skills, and instead of agreeing, you just shut up. So people won't ever know what you're thinking, and they assume you agree because this is the default, right? Everyone agrees, so if you're not saying anything, then you agree. You don't need to agree. You can think freely and offer your skills and get money and success, and you'll be fine. As long as you don't try to pry people out of their magic castle that is working so well for them and making them rich and successful and internally, emotionally miserable. It is a huge burden. Being successful is horrible because you have to live a life that is not yours. Okay. That was a strange rant. Anyway, back to Brazil. Seriously, I can't recommend Brazil enough. If you want to experience a lot of freedom in the middle of a huge mess, then come to Brazil. I know every country out there is wonderful and horrible at the same time, and Brazil is no different. It is wonderful and horrible all at the same time, and exactly like people and everything else in this place. People like to call Earth, and which I like to call Whateverland. Because really, nothing that goes on Whateverland in the physical realm is really that big a deal. It's just very cumbersome and annoying sometimes. And in other times, it's pleasurable and fun. And so my take on life is that we are in this place that is all about creation and destruction. Isn't it? Think about it. The classical example, which is pretty lame, is that one can't have an omelette without breaking eggs. So eggs are being destroyed for there to be an omelette. It's lame. I know it's lame. I actually use this example because it is so lame. Think about it though. Even growing up means that one can't be a child anymore. Which to me, personally, is a relief. I was relieved to grow up. Relieved, I tell you. My childhood was not fun. At all. I pretty much enjoyed my teenage years and from then on. Not because I had an easy life. Quite the contrary. I won't tell all my life here on the internet. How ridiculous would that be? But until now, it has been a life with ups and downs. Like the past month. A roller coaster. I mean, I feel like I have died and come back to life half a dozen times already. This is how my life went. Pretty much total creation and destruction. I mean, the opposite. Destruction, and then I had to recreate something, a life, and then that life got destroyed. This happened over and over, and the lives I built, I rebuilt every time. Some of them weren't that much fun at all. They were horrible, and some of them I pulled the plug on. I just destroyed them myself. You know, I just put an end to the misery I was going through, and then started over. 'Cause this is what goes on in Whateverland. Nothing you build on Whateverland lasts. It can't last. Otherwise, you would be stuck without growing. And your soul needs to grow. Your being needs to grow. and become fully yourself. This is what you're here for, right? You are here on a journey from fear to freedom. And freedom is hard. That's why people run back to safety or perceived safety, which there is none. And so it's a waste of time. It's a complete waste of time looking for safety in this place. This wonderful and horrible, at the same time, place called Whateverland to me, and Earth to most people. 3D life is pretty fun. We come here to play. Reality is instrumental. We have all these toys we can play about and try to figure ourselves out. What we are. And again, when I say we, I don't exclude anyone. When I say we, it's all of us, human beings. Wonderful, confused, crazy, insane, I don't know what else human beings. That roam about on this place and do crazy things and stupid things. And sometimes smart and wonderful things, while trying to figure themselves out. What they are, what they think they should be, what they wish to be. This place can't offer security, because security would be stagnant. Whenever you're safe, you're dead. Think about it. If you're dead, there is nothing more to lose, 'cause you're already dead, and then you're safe from all harm. Can you see how stupid that is? This is safety. Death. Death is safety, and safety is death, because if you are alive at all, then first of all, you can die. It's built in. It's baked into this experience. If you're alive, then you might die. Physically, okay? I'm just talking about physical death right now. If you're physically alive, then you can die. This is the primordial risk. And people go to all sorts of lengths to not die, which is a good thing, physically speaking. You should try to not die prematurely by falling off a cliff or something. Like those, like those people who played that Pokemon Go game. Remember that? Oh my God. I don't even know if these stories are true because they're so ridiculous. But there were stories about people following imaginary Pokemons they were seeing on their screens and falling off cliffs. I don't know if you remember that. I don't even know why I'm laughing. I'm laughing because it's so ridiculous. Whatever. So, okay, you should try to not die prematurely by falling off a cliff while chasing imaginary Pokemons on your phone. You should try to preserve your avatar. This is healthy human behavior. The problem is that the fear of death, when not faced properly, spills over to every other kind of fear. It transforms itself into every other kind of fear. The ultimate fear is the fear of death or annihilation. But this fear is only useful to preserve the avatar. You need your avatar to be strong and healthy to carry around your soul on this place, so that you can pick up toys like, I don't know, snowmobiles and surfboards, or bricks, if you're keen on building houses or something else. Or if you like speculation, then maybe you want to pick up a habit of playing the stock market. It's also great fun. I recommend it to anyone. Only be prepared to lose some money, especially at first, because it isn't easy. Trading isn't easy. And you know why it isn't easy? Not because it's complicated. It's really not. It's one of the simplest things in the world to do. You just open an account, go in there, pick a stock. You learn how to do that. There are technical ways. There are ways to pick stocks looking at graphs or fundamentals. Fundamentals are more difficult because we have these structures called governments, and they are forever messing about with the economy and the financial sector. And so fundamentals are a big problem in this day and age. In the 30s, maybe, it was easier, but right now it's a mess. It's such a mess. But okay, you then learn how to pick stocks, and then you can play about the stock market. And the difficult part is not, it's not that. It's fairly straightforward. You just learn how to do it. It's technical. Any human being with a brain can do it, right? No one is that special. No one. We're all human beings, all just the same thing over and over. So if you have a brain, then you can learn how to play the stock market. It's not hard, but I'll tell you what is hard. The emotional part. Because whenever you put some money, it doesn't have to be a lot of money. You can put $20 on a paper. And when you stare at the screen and see that thing that you just bought for $20 go to 15, your emotions make you go crazy and behave like a lunatic. You behave like a lunatic if you haven't faced the fear of death. And you haven't unattached yourself of that $20 before you bought the paper you were speculating with. Speculation is based on probabilities. So, okay, you have to learn how to read the graphs or read the fundamentals or whatever way you find to pick your stocks. Once you put your money on a stock, obviously you want that thing to yield a gain. I won't go into shorting and selling and whatever. Let's just make a very simple assumption that you buy some stock with the expectation that the price goes up and then you can sell and then you have a nice little gain. Okay? If this thing goes against you and you don't know what's going on, then I'll tell you what's going on. The fear of losing money, the fear of losing things or people is built upon the fear of death. Money translates as resources. A human being devoid of resources may die, right? If you don't have food or shelter, you die. The problem is that if you don't know that this is the fear behind all fears, then you have no perspective. And every $20 or a car you lose or whatever you lose will trigger the fear of death, unbeknownst to you, and you won't know what's going on. Same thing goes with relationships. If you are a little child and you are abandoned, you die. If you are weak and frail and you get abandoned, then you die. if you're in harsh conditions or perilous conditions and you are alone, but I mean really alone, like left in the desert or in the middle of the jungle by yourself, then you'll die, right? So whenever a relationship goes awry, what you feel is fear of death or annihilation. And that is behind everything else. So people who haven't faced the fear of death will have a horrible time speculating or doing whatever else in this marvelous place of creation and destruction. So it's very educational to play the stock market. I recommend it a lot. Just open an account somewhere and start by playing on a simulator. And which is easy because there is no real money involved. And so you think you're getting very good, and you are, because the technical part is not that hard. But then when it gets real, when you then put real dollars on something, then your mind just goes bonkers and you can't handle anything anymore. Anything. So it's a very good training ground for anyone who would like to get a bit more acquainted with their emotions and their crazy brain, and who would like to achieve a little bit more of an easygoing, laid-back perspective on life. Because playing in the stock market not only makes you get face-to-face with your emotional inadequacies, your crazy brain, it also shows you that money is really just, unicorn fluff. It's not real. It's just a tool of the alleged system. Just one more prop. And you know what? It's not even yours. You know that thing, bank accounts and whatever else, assets you call yours, they're not really yours. They're not really yours. If they were yours, then you wouldn't be afraid of losing them. Simple as that. They are not yours because you're afraid of losing them, and you can lose them. And furthermore, if they were yours, you wouldn't have to pay taxes on them. So you buy a house and you pay taxes on the house, right? So how come is it yours? You're just kind of renting the right of owning a stupid house. Anyway, you can see I'm riled up. And you would think it is about money. It's not about money. I am at peace with money. I know every penny that is in my bank account or on some silly paper on the stock market or wherever else is not mine. And if some dimwit in the government would think that it is a good idea to just confiscate anything I have, then it's gone, poof, the next day, and I will be able to do nothing about it. Nothing. So, yeah, I'm not really worried about money at all. I like to have it to buy food and clothes, and I like to have a place to sleep and a shower. As long as I have basic necessities, I'm fine. I really don't care much. Not because I don't like nice things. I like nice things. I'm a human being. Human being like nice things. It's just, I know that since Whateverland is so unstable, nothing that comes into my life really lasts. It can't last. What if I grow? What if I need to leave the country to be able to do, I don't know, something else elsewhere? Some studying, or maybe work? Or I don't know, maybe I fell in love and I want to have a wonderful experience elsewhere. So I don't bother much. I don't bother much with Whateverland props and scenery. Due to Whateverland being this mess, trying to get physical life in order is a fraught endeavor. Just give it up. What you can do is live your life and be happy in it, and work diligently to make yourself less exposed to Whateverland's workings. Let's say you have a job. If you have savings in the bank, then you're less exposed to the fluctuations of your boss's mood. And if he one day decides he doesn't want to see your face anymore and fires you, then you won't bother that much because you have savings. And then, let's say you manage to have a little bit more money than just emergency funds, then spread it around. Let's say you have some money on stocks and another bit on bonds and another bit on, I don't know, real estate, if you have that kind of money, or even want to own real estate, which is a pain in the ass, I tell you. Yeah, so you just spread it around a bit so that if government or other Whateverland idiocy happens, then you have some way of keeping yourself going and fed and not having to sleep on a park bench. And let's say your whole life goes up in flames and you have to sleep on a park bench, then enjoy the stars. Seriously, you have zero control over anything and everything that is not you. Even yourself. When you're born, you are already all in. This is the risk. You will die. So, yeah, you just have to wrap your head around it and then go live your life, because the cost of living is facing death. And the cost of loving is facing loss. So, and actually, facing loss of whatever it is that you want to keep is the price you pay for everything you like and love. Because you can't keep anything. This is the deal here in Whateverland. You can't keep anything. Therefore, going through life, accumulating things, or collecting people. You know, some people do that. They count how many friends they have or something. Is no way to go about life. Because this is not what life is about. Life is about figuring yourself out, conquering fear, and choosing love. This is it. And the best tool you have is Whateverland, all these props and scenery, and the ability of your brain to get to truth. Just play about with whatever is going on in your life, especially your problems. Your problems are gifts of the universe so that you can grow. Problems don't arise in your life if you don't have something inside yourself that needs to be expressed, understood, and sometimes grown out of. So if you have acted in some way, right? You went into Whateverland, this 3D place, and you picked up some props, be it money, real estate, I don't know, maybe you bought some horses, or you are currently breeding ducks. I don't know what you're doing. Or playing with the stock market, or gambling. Maybe you're sitting in a casino and gambling your money away. It's all good. Don't worry about the stupid things you're doing or you did, all the mistakes and failures. Don't worry about any of that. Just look at what your life is presenting you, because you did some things and then now you have a reflection of your inside being spread out on physical life. Get it? So let's say you went into a casino and it's all very nice and shiny, and now you have a debt of $20,000. So you went into life and you chose to act in some way for some reason. All the reasons and everything is inside yourself. You can find them out. You have all the material there. And now you are facing a debt of $20,000. Because you had one big blowout night in which you got drunk. I don't know. Maybe had some fun with a couple of hookers. I don't know what you did. And now you have this debt. And you don't have the money for that, and you don't want to go back and explain to your mom or your wife that you just blew all your money and have a debt of $20,000. It's embarrassing. You were stupid. It's horrible. I agree. So this is now your problem, your 3D life problem. Now, you can sit at home thinking you're horrible and you're no good and you're a failure and blah, blah, blah. Won't help you, but you can do that. Then you can blow more money. You can, I don't know, go to the bank, take some credit, and then pay a therapist, which will be very happy because he will be able to buy a boat. And then 2 years later, then you can quit therapy and start working on your even bigger debt, because I can assure you, while you are sitting in a therapist office whining about how bad you are because you blew $20,000 or more in a casino and on hookers, interest rates will make your life worse. And then when you finally quit being a crybaby, then you can deal with your now probably $50,000 debt. Right? So, okay, let's say you then did all that and you now have a $50,000 debt. This is your problem. This is your current problem. Okay, so probably you would have to work and be thrifty and pay off this crap. This is the solution. There is no other solution in Whateverland. You have to pay it off. Okay, so either you can go through this period trying to be happy in other areas of your life. Your life is not all about money or debt, right? You can go to work. If your job is crap, change. Go to a nicer job. Even if it's less well paid, just be somewhere where you enjoy the props, the scenery, and the people around you. This is what your life is made of. Time. So pick some kind of situation that is pleasurable to you. You go into work, it's pleasurable. People are nice. You get paid some money. Pick a place to live that you don't hate, that you enjoy. It's kind of nice. It won't ever be perfect. Stop with the perfect. Okay, pay off your debt. Don't think about it. You have to pay it off. You have no way out. So just pay. But then, on the weekend, when you have some time off, spend it with people you love and doing things you enjoy. Find out what you enjoy. Stop worrying. Everything will be fine. You have to make yourself happy. You have to choose to live the best life. You have to choose to be happy. Change the things in your life that are making you miserable. I can agree that a debt of $20K or $50K is something that would make anyone pretty miserable. So the solution to that is paying that debt off and stop being stupid and going into debt. This is the solution. So if you are then paying off your debt, you are making yourself happier every time some of your debt is paid off. I don't care if it takes 10 years. This is not the problem. Everything you do to get rid of the things that are making you unhappy, and everything you do to put into your life things that make you happy, is good work. This is work you're doing for your soul to be able to then express itself and for you to become your full being. This is your job here. Stop being afraid of everything, of death, of financial ruin, of losing people you love, because everything that is outside of you is not under your control. Luckily, can you imagine if you were in control of all this mess? So don't worry about it. Don't worry about the mess. Just work for yourself to be happy. Work on yourself and on your life. And while you're working on it, just remember to enjoy the crap out of it. 'Cause really, you could be dead tomorrow. And then you will be safe and secure 'cause you're dead. And everything will be perfect then. 'Cause dead people don't have problems anymore. Anyway, this was a strange recording, I agree. I hope it wasn't too strange and that it was somewhat useful. I will not try to make it better. I love this channel, I really do, and I normally try to make a decent job. I try to research, I try to make recordings that are a little bit less improvised. But I just wanted to blurt this all out. I kind of doubt that anyone will listen to this recording till the end, so I won't try to make this better than what it is. I think it is a good example of not being perfect, of just enjoying what one is doing, because I really do enjoy a lot talking into my snowball microphone. I do all these recordings because I enjoy it. I enjoy being here talking into the void, into the internet space. I love it. I love it. I've never done anything, any activity like this one before, in which I enjoyed myself that much. Normal activities, right? Not personal ones. Oh my God, I'm now being silly, and so I will stop. But here it is. This is an example. This recording, this messed up recording, is an example of self-acceptance, not trying to be perfect, having fun while going through some difficult times or partially difficult times. Happiness is not a given. Happiness is the reward for the work one does to become aligned with one's inner core. Let ourselves exist as our full beings and spread ourselves out in this crazy place people like to call Earth. And I like to call Whateverland. Thank you for listening. See you next time.